From the farthest reaches of the galaxy, the Midwest, you're watching Beyond the Blast Doors live.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Blast Doors. This is Gilbert. This is kind of a special issue of our Beyond the Blast Doors conversation. Today, we're actually going to go back and continue building a Lego set that David and I started back in January, February timeframe. So today, we are building, continuing to build the Star Destroyer from the First Order. Here's a nice little picture from our 200-plus page build manual here. And in our last video, which you can find on Beyond the Blast Doors YouTube, we built bags 1 through 4, which has kind of given us a nice little skeleton here for what our spaceship is eventually going to look like. I've always felt like the Imperials, the bad guys, the CIS, they had the best ships. I'm very excited to continue building this and be able to add it to my shelf piece. In fact, it's been so long, there's a little bit of dust on it, so I'll have to get some canned air and spray this down eventually. Joined here in the studio with David and Jordan. They're kind of behind the scenes playing with some stuff on the computer. And we're going to have 2 cameras going on. One's kind of on me that you're looking at right now. And the other one's going to be a little shorter shot here looking down at what I'm actually doing. So I think we just went to that shot now, which is pretty cool. While we were getting the studio set up this morning, I got a little antsy. So I went ahead and built bags 5 and 6. And I've got them all kind of right here ready to go to be able to put on the base that we've built so far. So I'm going to work on that and kind of walk you through as I'm doing it. Feel free to join me in the live chat. David and Jordan will be monitoring that. I can see it, although it's very, very tiny, tiny font. Hey guys, how's it going from Bake the Snake? Am I reading that right? Hey bud, how's it going? Happy Labor Day. So let's go ahead and get right into this, and we'll continue going, see how far we can get before I have to head out to other Labor Day festivities. So bag number 4 was kind of a fun bag to wrap up, and we built some little consoles for the ship itself, and I think we can see that in here. And then bag number 5 is what I just cracked open and started piecing together. And bag 5 is pretty awesome because we get all these little blue pieces, which are eventually going to be the engines, I guess, to our Star Destroyer. So the first thing it had me do is put together a couple big ones. There's a nice center one here, which has a little red tip on the back, and then there's 2 identical ones that have blue and black that I guess go on the side. And as I go ahead and plug those in, we can start to see here, as long as I hit the right holes, the engine's coming together. We can start to see. So let's flip the page. There's 8 more, and that's what these little black things were that I stuck on here back a number of bags ago. I can get these on, and it finally looks like something that's going to propel us through space. Feels like a nerdier version of Bob Ross painting something. Just going to put some happy little engines back on here. And now you can see kind of how we're looking pretty sharp. Actually looks like a spaceship. Okay. Flipping the page. Oh, nope, we got a little more in this section here. This one's really cool. Hold this up a little bit and so you can see it. This is a little console piece. It's got a little hologram of the Emperor on it, which I think is absolutely adorable. I need to go up a little bit. Pull it back. We're trying to focus. There we go. Good job. Does that look good? Good job. There's a little bit of a lag on the iPad I'm looking at, so we're just kind of going all over the place here. That's going to look goofy later. But still kind of stellar.
David, don't make excuses for yourself, all right?
Well, you know.
Okay, you get the whole...
There's like an 8-second lag, which I 100%
you get the live stream
understand.
to yourself. You get to build Legos today. No complaining.
No complaining.
No, I just couldn't get the camera focus in time.
Well, that's all right.
But yeah, we'll show it off in a bit.
But it's cute. It's adorable.
You're doing great, bud.
You know, the Emperor did nothing wrong. You know, he's just trying to make the galaxy safer for hundreds of planets and
I
star
feel
systems.
like you make this joke every episode, but you never explain it. So how about you just take the time now to explain why you keep making this inside joke?
Oh, I would. It's not an inside joke. I would totally be part of the Empire. 100%.
Can you elaborate, please?
Stability, growth, economic boom, and all it takes is squashing a couple planets that I'll never actually set foot on. I mean, totally. Right there, 100%. Now there's a little piece that we put together. I have no idea what it is or where it goes. So I'm flipping pages. This is going to go right on top. And that doesn't quite fit well, because I need to push that together, and then it will slide on in. So now we've got what looks like a little top of the compartment here, kind of flipping up and down. Let's get it closer a little bit. Bag number 6 was kind of a fun bag to build, and I'm sure bag number 7 is going to be the exact opposite of what I built on this one. This looks to be some sort of a cover section, and I'll hold this up here so everyone can see it. As I flip some more pages, I'll let the iPad catch up to what I'm doing, make sure everybody can see what I'm doing. So this is nice and long. It's probably just over a foot long, maybe just a little bit more than that. And on the back, there's some cool little flippy things that go back and forth here. That one's supposed to flip back and forth. Well, maybe I didn't do that one right. Oh, there we go. There we go. And I probably didn't do these sections right, because they're not lining up with everything else. There we go. And this one, okay, so it wants me to point it this direction. Wants me to flip it around. Wants me to flip it around. Do some adjustments here. I wonder if I already messed this one up, because it wants you to be flush. Okay. It's going to angle it is what it's going to do. Nope. Makes me wonder if I messed that one up. Let's flip back and check it out, shall we? It does not look like it. So it looks like moving the microphone.
Let me tell you, the best way to spend my Labor Day Monday is to listen to you hum building Legos.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Rural Farm Boy, shout out to him. He says his favorite ship in Star Wars, the Imperial Star Destroyer.
Attaboy. I totally dig it.
Well, and talk about the fact that we see, what, 100, 200 in the new footage from Rise of Skywalker? That has to be exciting to you.
Do we?
Yeah, you didn't see. This is a real lot of D23. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, but that's been a week ago. I've slept since then. See, that's what gets me excited about Star Wars is I can watch this stuff over and over and over again, and then I don't remember it.
You baffle me.
I know.
Like, too bad we can't be like playing music right now just to give you something underneath.
Something underneath.
Well,
What I did is I screwed up. So I'm trying to
copyright.
fix it.
What did you do wrong?
I put pieces in the wrong place.
Well, you can't do that. That's not how it works.
I'm well aware.
You have directions in front of you.
Yep.
I'm just enjoying the production quality of all this.
Are you?
Well, so Jordan took that new job in Columbia, right?
Yep.
But he's here on the holiday, and so we got this thing all set up, and this is looking pretty pro. I mean, the only non-pro aspect of this video right now is your ability to build that Lego set.
You know what? And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because it's been 8 months since we've done this.
I
so
think I should have branded this as like amateur Lego builder builds Lego Star Destroyer.
probably should have.
I shouldn't have put like Lego expert, but I was
Oh, did you put Lego Expert?
no,
Oh, good.
no. I felt like one that was a lie.
Pliers would help right now.
Pliers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Let's talk about it.
pliers.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll get them.
Now that I figured out what I did wrong, I basically just angled this piece the wrong direction. Thank you, buddy.
What are the chances you think? Because you said you have till like quarter till 1, right?
Yep, give or take.
So how do you think that you could finish the Star Destroyer by then?
I think we're gonna get darn close.
Oh boy! And what's do we already have our next build slated?
I have a Y-wing that my buddy Josh got me for Christmas
Okay.
that I'm willing to build on the show.
Ooh.
So I'm totally down for that. Okay. Now we're back on track. And now I should be able to put this right under here. And line it up. And you should just pop right through. And line it up. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6.
Dave, how long do you think that ship is?
How long do I think the ship is? 2 feet? Just over 2 feet? So I think we got the guts built, and I think the next couple bags are just going to be kind of covering it up and getting it ready to go. On to bag number 7 of 11. And this bag looks like it's got a minifigure in it. While I crack this open, David, is anything going on the live feed?
Yeah, you had the live feed right in front of you. You know that, right? Like, Rural Farm Boy just asked how long the ship was. I
No,
answered that question
it's
for you.
Full screen.
Oh, it's full screen?
Yeah.
Well, it should be, the live chat will be popping up on the left side of the screen.
Will it?
Do you see it?
Oh, good, yeah.
All those people are talking to you.
Oh, well, shucks. Hello.
Man, maybe we should have done like a
Focus.
YouTube beginner,
Flipping awesome. Well, I'm not. You're the YouTube guy. That's why I asked you for all this
beginner
stuff.
broadcaster, commentator, starts
Probably.
his... You look comfortable, though.
I am comfy.
Good posture. Your hair looks great. You look TV ready.
Shucks.
A
You know
little,
you say that.
a little shiny on the forehead.
No, you know, that's why you wear makeup when you go on the news.
Well, sometimes, yeah, I have to. That's in the job. So you're one of these guys that likes to sort out his Legos.
I am one of those guys that likes to sort out the Legos.
Oh,
Are you not one of those people?
I just kind of have a pile.
You just go for it?
I just kind of go for it. It's a pile.
I do colors is how I do it. Because then I kind of have a direction of where to go when I need something.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is looking like it's going to be the exact opposite side of what we did. Oh,
Yeah, it's probably having you do the bottom of the hull, and then you'll do the top.
Yeah.
But there are probably just going to be four big slates that just hinge on, and that's going to give you your angles.
David, what's your favorite ship in the Star Wars galaxy?
In the Star Wars galaxy, I think it's really hard to beat the classic X-Wing fighter. But I think Poe's X-Wing fighter is a little bit of improvement. Although I don't like the top wings. I think it's weird how they're like sliced out. Like the bottom two wings come out further than the top two, if that makes any sense. But that X-Wing is fun. So like for a ship, I'd say X-Wing. But then the Snowspeeder is really cool.
I like the Snowspeeder. I had a big one when I was a kid. Bigger than the one that you've got on the shelf
Oh, really?
behind me. Yeah.
And then Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from the Clone Wars Micro Series. That's a pretty badass ship. I like those big engines up front. But yeah, like the Empire always had the cool stuff, right? There was nothing cooler than a big Star Destroyer.
They give me two angry faces. That's fun.
Well, they're clones, man.
Yeah.
Oh wait, well, they're not their clones. These are First Order stormtroopers, so they're just brainwashed delusionists that they kidnapped from some planet.
I wish they'd explore that a little more.
Is that the polite way of saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, how they abduct the children, kind of like the Jedi.
Prisoners with jobs. Is that what Jeff Goldblum called them in Thor Ragnarok?
Jordan's over here buying new tablets and touch screens and keyboards.
Looking online.
It's like some people watch pornography. He buys computer parts on Amazon.
So here we've got a couple more minifigs. A couple First Order troopers here. Which adds to the two we've already built. We've got one of the robots, which is pretty cool, and an officer of some sort. So 4 little minifigs so far. How many am I supposed to have in here? I'm sure there's a couple more coming later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get a BB-9E and I get Supreme Leader Snoke at some point too. So more to come in bags 8 through 11. So this is bag number 7 right now that we're starting. And this looks, based upon the picture, like we're going to do the plate that covers right over here. And then, of course, I got the little minifigures here. Get those out of the way. We're on page number 131 of the build manual. And there are 250 pages total. Step number 226 out of 383. So this thing's going to be a pretty menacing behemoth when it's all said and done, when we get it all taken care of. But we're going to dive right in and build into the second one here. Jordan, as you're buying stuff online, do you have a favorite ship in the Star Wars universe?
Yes. That would be a definite yes.
Definite yes. You want to elaborate?
No.
No?
I could see Jordan like in something weird, like the Cloud City car. You know what I'm saying?
Like the B-Wing or something? Or the
No, the
Cloud City or Clown City?
Cloud City.
Cloud City?
No. Cloud City. It was Bespin, right? That's where Luke gets his hand cut off.
Yes.
But it was like this like dual cockpit thing. It was red, kind of a weird ship, and I just feel like Jordan is one of those guys who would try and find something real niche like that, like really like a ship that you wouldn't consider being that great, and he'd be like, "No, that's the best ship." Why it could transport 2 people? Why they all get their both cockpit? But why they get blasters? You know, he would just keep listing the cons.
Here, just let me show you.
Right. Or see the B-Wing. Now I could also see him getting the B-Wing because the B-Wing doesn't get enough love. Right, the B-Wing's only in Return of the Jedi, and it looks like it's in that one shot of Rise of Skywalker.
I do like to fight for the underdog.
he likes the underdog. And the B-Wing has that cockpit that rotates 360, forms the T, right? With the B never made sense to me. I never saw the B. Do you see the B in the B-Wing?
I don't.
I don't
But
either.
I don't see why half of those ships are so loved. But I like the Imperial ships.
But the B-Wing's sweet because it's like 3 wings and a lot of blasters, torpedoes, bombs.
Mhm.
You know, the B-Wing is not well appreciated.
Are we gonna do our annual watch party of all of the Star Wars movies leading up to Episode 9?
Yeah, we were talking about doing that for Patreon.
Because we have quite a bit more movies to go through before this one.
It's going to take us some time.
Yep.
And I'm going to... That's the next project for Jordan and I to figure out is how are we going to watch... I guess what we could do is we could play them on the computer here, and we could all be on set, but that wouldn't be as comfortable.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure
No,
it
not
out.
for that many hours.
I mean, that's a lot. What, 10 movies?
Mm-hmm.
Each one is
Like
about 2
a home
hours.
Theater set. That's what we need.
We need a home theater set.
Yeah, 10 movies. And the holiday special. I still haven't watched that one.
Oh, man, that's going to be painful to get through.
That's what you keep telling me, but
It's so campy.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Life Day. Blech. That's something we should put on our YouTube channel.
What, watching that?
Yeah, although I feel like that would be a great way for YouTube to be like, no, all right, we gotta get rid of you.
It's true. We just did everything in one fell swoop.
Well, it was fun, everybody. We really need to I think we really need to get engaged with the people in the Star Wars Lego building community. Because how dope would it be if you're building your Y-Wing in a couple of weeks, and then we have somebody in Antarctica building
Theirs at the same time?
theirs at the same time.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, you don't have to be from Antarctica to be on our show. That's not like a prerequisite.
That's a preference.
It is a preference. I would say Antarctica or the European countries.
Yeah.
Let's get some of my paisans from Italy on here.
And we've had some people from all over the place watch our show in the past.
You know, yeah, last year we had the very loyal group of 7 people in Indonesia.
Did we really?
Yeah, it was really fascinating to see where everyone was from.
That's pretty baller. I just used the word baller. Are you proud of me?
No,
That's called lingo.
I'm offended. We probably just lost. Rural Farm Boy or Nemesis probably just gave up on the live stream because they're tired of this commentary already. They're just build this cool Lego set. Let us see how cool it is. You're getting there. I don't think you're building the bomb. I think you're building a top piece.
Oh, they're saying baller in the thing too. They're laughing at me.
Everyone's saying baller.
Yep, baller.
This is great.
I heard you say that once. That's why I used the word.
No, so my problem word right now is dope. I say dope all the time, and it's annoying. It's not an intelligent word to use often.
No, it's not.
And did you know that often is pronounced often, not often? That T is silent.
Mm-hmm.
Like knife.
I also didn't know that subtle for the longest time was pronounced subtle. I thought it was subtle, but the B is silent. The B is subtle and subtle.
Yes. Because English is weird.
But did you know the R in February is not supposed to be silent?
Right, we just say it that way because we're lazy Americans.
Yeah, February.
Oh, it's February?
Yeah,
Everywhere, yeah.
February.
I don't like that at all.
Mm-hmm. Gotta find the pieces I'm looking for here.
Right now, I want everyone in the live chat to tell us what they are eating or drinking right now, if anything at all. And I say that because Jordan is drinking scotch. And it is not even noon yet here where we are broadcasting from.
Rural Farm Boy says says the T in often.
Jordan, I feel like you're standing. Do you want to sit? Can I get you anything?
Oh, okay, I've got the scotch I'm nursing.
Do you want me to put a show on the TV for you?
We're fine.
You just look baller right now drinking that.
Oh my!
You just look very suave.
You're ticking me off.
Very suave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really
Probably the
tempted.
first time anybody's ever described me as suave.
Suave.
I want to put the third mic on. I want to make Jordan talk into the mic.
Do it. Turn it on.
Don't talk to me like that.
Can people hear him now? Can you hear Jordan? People in the background.
No, probably not. No.
Probably not. Probably not very well.
This is the least professional we've ever been.
Very true.
Beyond
This
the
is a very
Blast Doors?
laid back show today.
It
isn't
is. See, hey, look, you're
This
peeking.
is actually the first time I think that I've officially been on stream.
Everybody, this is Jordan.
Yeah, I'm always behind the scenes.
Jordan's not on camera.
No.
We're not putting you on camera today.
No.
Of the four of us who actually come to the show each week, Jordan's probably the second best looking after me.
Oh my god. No, this is actually well. We've done the live build a few times before.
Yes.
One,
have,
it's never been. Well, it has come close to being this polished.
Mhm.
But I think we figured it out after 3 years.
I think so.
And so this is something we want to do more
That's
of.
what as time goes on, you get the system down. You figure it out.
Jordan, we're gonna have to come up with like some like mile package for you. Jordan just drove in like an hour and a half to
Yeah.
do this apparently. So
Well,
I
I've
guess
been
we
here
need,
since yesterday.
we need to do
so
some
I
like
didn't-
reimbursement thing for you, like 50 cents
That
per
would be
gallon.
great.
Do you have
No.
the budget for that?
50 cents a mile.
No.
I would take 50 cents a mile. I think.
50
But you
cents
know
a
what?
month.
If you
Sure.
want to support Jordan coming back to the show every week and making us look good, you can be us
Subscribe to
Patreon.
the Patreon. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You can do that.
That-
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. I'm embarrassed.
I'm not. That's what I do for a living is ask for money.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. Like we could get a few more people more active on the Patreon, and you can join for just $2 a month.
If
But it
you-
goes a long way.
If you love us, you should definitely like give us $2 a month.
But if you do it, I mean, you could also love us.
It's kind of like
and give us $5.
It's kind of like Wikipedia. If everybody watching just gave us $3,
Oh,
we could
yeah.
like
Their campaign they do like once a year
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Right. But then people could give us ideas of what kind of content we could give them on the Patreon that we don't give you on the YouTube channel.
I feel bad because I've never actually given Wikipedia any money, and I use them all the time.
I met somebody the other day who was talking about how they used Wikipedia as a source for their term papers in college.
It's getting to be more accepted. I still don't know that it's like 100% there, but it's definitely better than it used to be.
I used to scroll down to the bottom of the
That
page
used to
and
be a
look at the
big no-no.
references.
Yeah, that used to be a big no-no.
If I would have given Wikipedia as a source in high school or college, I think I would have been like expelled.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's not a legitimate source. Although I'm sure that's what people first said when everything started going digital. Well, you're not using the encyclopedia in the library, so this is crap.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Do you like how on Lego live streams, most times the conversation deviates from Lego and just goes to
Anything
be
but Lego, pretty much.
anything
Yeah.
but?
Yeah.
Well, it's because you can only take so much of David putting these. I mean, he's kind of slow.
Well, yeah, but I haven't done this in 8 months.
It's not like it's not like free throw shots in the gym, dude. It's like you take 8 months off. You're not getting a slower builder. You're just getting older.
It's like riding a bike.
Yep.
He just needs a chance to kind of warm up a little bit, I think.
Well, how do you want me to warm you up, buddy? What can we do to warm you up?
Actually, a glass of water would be lovely.
Would you like water?
May I please?
All right, I'll go get water.
With ice?
Oh my gosh, you're needy.
Yep, thank you, Peanut.
You love coffee in that microphone.
Try not to. So right now we're starting to get a nice little plate. Hold up here and let people see what we're doing. Ooh, a big piece. Okay, everybody in live chat, what's going on in your Labor Day today? See if I can multitask here very well. Chucks, thank you.
I don't know how cold the whiskey stones will make that water, but
Yes, it's very dark and very small over in the lower left corner.
all right. So it looks like Mr. Rez is really excited that Jordan talked on the microphone for once.
Oh, good.
Tumetu says a little bit of Coke is nice. I guess he's talking about the Scotch, the whiskey, or maybe he just likes to drink that.
I almost feel like that's ruining perfectly good whiskey.
Someone's
Don't get me
about
wrong,
trying
I
to keep it
totally do
PG.
but
Did we say anything we should regret? I don't know.
I don't think so. Talking about liquor a little bit.
A little liquor. Never killed anybody.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe. Mostly Star Wars stuff. Okay, cool. Ooh, Rural Farm Boys having some sweet iced tea. Ooh, corn whiskey later this evening. You're talking my language. Ooh, I like how everybody participated in the often conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
you're
a
scrolling back
linguist.
up?
I'm a linguist.
A wordsmith.
A wordsmith. I'm going to try and brighten this screen up so that way you can actually see what people are saying to you. I feel like that would help the overall effort quite a bit.
Probably. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you too, Jordan. I'm glad people got to hear your voice.
I really do think that some people just thought we were making it all up. Like we didn't actually have Jordan helping us out.
We've got a pretty big team on Beyond the Blasters. There's Yumi and Jesse,
Right.
and then Jordan's our, what I guess, director,
Everything.
I think
producer,
you guys formally call me the wizard.
the wizard,
Yeah, the wizard.
engineer, director, producer, one who makes us look good. Then we've got Marie, who's our web correspondent,
Yep.
and then we got the two Steves, and
Steven.
Steven, which one goes and does all the cons for us,
Steve Herman.
and the other one does a lot of our graphics and our web stuff. Am I missing anybody else, David, that helps us put on this Beyond the Blast Doors program?
Well, every person that watches the show.
All of you.
That almost sounded sincere. Good job, David. I know we're working on that. So the rumor is that there is going to be a UCS Star Destroyer that drops, I think later this month or next month,
Like
the Imperial one.
I would really, really like that.
Well, if it's anything like the Millennium Falcon, you're going to have to shell out $800 for it.
That is true. I would not shell $800 for it.
You see a rule of our voice question?
No.
Got a podcast question for you both. Are we listening to any today? It's interesting. I think that if you were to ask me about Star Wars podcasts, what am I listening to today? Well, you always got the Resistance broadcast with the good guys over at Stars News Net. They're friends of us. You got Pete Fletzer's show Around the Galaxy, which his show is just freaking blowing up. It's pretty cool to see that happen. I don't know. I think those are the ones I think about. There's the problem is we're friends with probably like 100 different podcasts on Twitter and all their different crews. Holo Chronicles does a great show. Steele Saunders does good work. I think everyone talks about, Collider Jedi Council, but I feel like it's not as big as it once was. I just don't. I think that everyone in our circles are creating their own content. You got the Rule of Two podcast. David met them at Star Wars Celebration. They're cool dudes.
I did.
No, I did.
Oh.
His name is David.
It's a good name.
It's a good name. It's Hebrew. It means wise.
Mm-hmm. This seems kind of flimsy here. I wonder what's going to hold this together. It's only clipped on with 3 little dots here.
Complain about it more, dude.
Well, I'm curious. I want to see how they're going to do this. I'm excited. I'm stoked. Aren't you? There we go. Do I need to shift what I'm doing here?
No, I think you're good. I think the closer you do the work towards where the destroyer's position, probably the better. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Oh yeah, Jordan's making the change. He's gonna do something. Here, do you want to look at this since this is live? What are you trying to do? Oh, you don't get much slack. Come back. What's the? Let's go. We can go.
So, Rural Farm Boy, I take it you got a whole list of Star Wars podcasts you listen to. What's on your list that you think we should check out? Looking for a piece here. This one. That's a cool looking piece. They don't make what anymore?
We're talking about mixers.
Oh. How much does a new mixer cost these days?
Money. Too much.
Real Farm Boy says that's a long list of podcasts that he listens to.
Yeah, he listens to every show that exists.
That's awesome. Approaching step number 256 right now. So I get that going for me, which is kind of nice. Just going to pop over this little black piece here. Hello, Mr. Rez. Happy Monday. David, I don't know what you did to get it on this view for the YouTube, but definitely is helping me. Thank you.
I just increased the brightness.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, it was super dark, man.
Ooh. 6 of these and 1 little red dot. If you're just joining us, welcome to Beyond the Blast Doors. Today we're building the First Order Star Destroyer. Part 1 of this view is on our channel. And back in January, I believe, and this is part 2. Started with bag number 5. Now I think this is bag number 7, 8. I've lost count already.
Hey, for like an update, can you move your microphone a little bit and just kind of show the main Lego into the main camera? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the full thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little higher. Yeah, there
Got it?
like that. That looks really good.
So here's how we're looking right now. We just put on this little side panel down here. And we started the show by putting on the engines in the back. And we've got some neat little consoles and other cool things going on up there. And right now we're making what looks to be another panel for the front. And here's kind of what it's looking like at the moment. So presumably this is going to kind of set, let me grab this piece here, probably right up top there if I had to take a guess. Yep. I've been fighting the sinus infection for almost a month now.
Ew.
Yeah. We just got back from our summer sabbatical. Did our season 3 premiere last week, and that was kind of fun. Which is pretty good timing, too. We had some pretty awesome Star Wars stuff drop with D23 going on. Thanks, Real Farm Boy. We're glad to be back, too. If you haven't yet, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to ring that bell, too, so that way you know when we're back on the air.
So you mentioned D23, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm tired of just watching your hands. So let's have a conversation.
That's fine.
Dark Ray. Ray is a clone source within Luke's hand that J.J. Abrams was originally going to open The Force Awakens with. Agree, disagree?
No, I think it's a vision.
Okay, so
I
now
disagree.
I agree, and I don't want this to be the thing, but there is some there's some more proof. When you think of Rey in the cave on Ahch-To, right, and she looks in for her reflection, she doesn't see one, but then you look backwards, and like it's all these versions of her, and she's looking at the hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a
She
theory
went
that's gaining some momentum
She
out
went
there,
straight for the dark side.
as if it had something she needed.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that the line?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of interesting. I'm really into it. I'm really into just honestly the fact that we're seeing a double-sided lightsaber like that she snaps in that scene. I think that's pretty cool. You know, I think of like I can't remember. I can never pronounce his first name right, but Krell, the Jedi from Clone Wars, he had a hinged double-sided lightsaber. He actually had two of them. I think that's pretty cool. I think my theory is Rey's gonna have to duel herself, like as her test. I could see that.
Kind of like how Luke had to do in
Empire, yeah, in the
Empire.
cave, yeah.
Mhm.
And I'd be fine with that. I think that if they were going to have Rey go dark, I think that would have happened in The Last Jedi.
I don't think they can. They've built her up to be this strong feminine hero, and I think they can't take that and shatter that image for young kids all across the nation. So I don't think they're going to go that direction with it.
Man, people are talking about like this whole Ben Demption thing still. Really ticks me off.
Bendemption, is that the term?
Yeah, but it allows me to tell my Hitler joke more often. So like that makes me happy. I did that over at John Lacey and oh man, I just had an itch. James had put together an episode last week, and they were talking about the D23 stuff, and I got on there and I did my rendition of, you know, Hitler can't write a check to the Salvation Army right before he dies and, you know, be absolved for the millions and millions of deaths. You know, he's going to die a bad guy. And some people really appreciated that. And then there was one person that really was not appreciative. But, you know, not everyone can be a fan. Not everyone's going to like the humor.
Okay, see, now this always worries me because now I'm done and I've got like 2 pieces that I probably should have done something with.
No, every bag has a couple extra pieces.
Well, not like the little tiny ones, but like 2 big pieces.
Oh my god, I think it's
1,
fine.
2, 3, 4. Well, there's one obviously that I missed. Where'd that one come from?
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4 right there.
Yeah, I've only got 3 on it, so one has to go down here somewhere.
Well, you. Oh yeah, I see it. It's supposed to go in there.
Yep.
How do you not catch that at the very beginning?
Don't ask. I don't know.
That's fine. I gotta make sure you put that back together right. Oh gosh.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is just rough.
Yep.
I played baseball the other day. Well, I didn't play baseball. I played catch with a couple of buddies of mine up in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And my shoulder is really sore. And I feel like at 27, my arm shouldn't be sore from just playing some catch.
Welcome to getting old.
You're older than I am.
I know. That's why I'm giving you a good frame of reference. There we go. Caught him. And that takes us into bag number 8.
Ooh, 2 Med 2 is like on. He thinks that Dark Ray is part of a vision, but he's asking whose vision is it? Which that's a pretty solid question to ask. That is such a loud sound.
But that's the sound of Legos, David. How we doing on time? 12:10?
It's 12:10. We got to wrap this up in what, a half an hour-ish?
Yep.
Oh boy. Crinkle City.
Bag number 8.
Cool. Okay, I'm walking over here, buddy.
Okay.
So you just
Have fun.
you just keep telling the good people what you're doing. He looks lost.
I'm reading the live chat right now. Real Farm Boys told me I lost my place. No, I didn't lose my place. I just had 2 extra pieces that I had to go back and figure out where I didn't put them. Real Farm Boy says he's older than both of us. Well, that's all right. 30 hit me hard. We're accepting it now. 2 Med 2 says I'm walking my hound dog right now, taking pictures of the butterflies after the rain. Sounds kind of fun. You know, one of the hard things, David, after I get this done is figuring out where I'm actually going to put it. Okay, bag number 8. We're on step 266 out of a whopping 383. This bag, however, looks like it's got a lot more big things going on with it. So maybe this bag won't take too long. Nope, gotta clip you back up.
For the record, Farm Boy, you never had to tell us your age.
I remember my 40th birthday. It's the first birthday I remember in over 40 years. Says to me too.
David, you're 30, but you act like you're like 50. So there's that.
Yep.
You know, you're an old soul.
See, but I
Can
was
I-
always like that too.
Can I retire now?
Yeah, Jordan, you play a lot more mature than you actually like your age is.
Well, see, I had a teacher that always said I was 17 going on 40 back in high school.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing my little taxes.
Doing your what?
Doing my little taxes by age 5, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
See, but I know people, here's an interesting point, is I know people who turned like 20 and they're already having mental trauma about aging.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to hit 30 and I feel like I'm just starting to figure things out. So I don't know. I don't mind turning 30. I don't, now maybe ask me again in 10 years, but I don't know.
Well, 10 years, it's going to be too late.
For me,
Yeah.
it's just too late for me.
It will have already happened. You've already turned 30 or 40 or whatever it will be at
Yeah.
that point.
Well, I don't know. I don't mind 30. I don't know how I'm going to feel about 40. I guess that's my
Oh.
point. Yeah.
I can't imagine it'll feel that much different.
Hmm.
Although I hope, maybe I just need to stretch more before I throw a baseball
Might be a good idea.
around.
What I'm learning about getting older, David, is that when you do have an ache like that, they just don't go away. Ever.
I thought we were building Legos to feel young again. Why are we trying to put Gilbert out of pasture over here?
Yeah.
So we get what, 5 minifigures with this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's the one you haven't built yet? Is it Kylo Ren?
Snoke.
Oh, you get Snoke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Can you imagine if they try to make the Supremacy a Lego set? I don't know how you'd even go about doing that. I think the cool concept about the Supremacy is that is where the Star Destroyers dock. Like, that is fascinating. Gotta put on the turbo cannons now. Okay.
So it looks like I'm putting on some sort of blasters right now. So it's got the little icon on here for ballistics. I presume at some point I get to load something up there and push the buttons and be able to fire something out of people. So that's kind of cool. You know, they build these things like they're play sets, and I think that's awesome, but I also can't imagine giving a kid one of these and just like spending hours upon hours building it just to like shatter it because, you know, kids. Med2 says, I haven't really matured since I was 12. I just know how to fake it better. I kind of feel like that's all adulting is, just faking it until you make it.
I just like to add that that's one of the big lies that we tell young people these days is, you know, by the time you're 18, you're going to know what you're going to be doing the rest of your life. You're going to go to college. You're going to get a good job. And it's like I said, I'm 30, and I just now feel like I'm starting to figure stuff out.
Yep.
So
Real Fine Boy says, attaboy, with an exclamation point to you, Jordan.
well, thank you very much.
Okay, chugging along, step number 270. Playing with some smaller pieces right now. So you slide this over and make sure everybody's got a good visual on what I'm doing here. Now that I'm playing down on this end. So you get a dot. And then you get a couple hooks. Starting to make this thing look a little more mechanized here.
So here's something interesting, and we'll probably wrap up this live stream probably in 10 minutes or so.
Finish this bag.
Yeah, finish this bag and then we'll wrap this thing up. But I was just reading, and this has been going around the internet for a few days now, but there's an opportunity to subscribe to Disney Plus for $4 a month. But
How do you do that?
the catch is you have to pay for a 3-year subscription. So it says that you're going to save $23 a year. So it'd be 60 something, 70 something dollars that you would save, but you pay for 3 years up front.
Man, they are just trying to find every way to run everybody else out of business, aren't they?
It's a common thing in web hosting too. Like if you buy, or basically anything that you're buying in bulk or whatever. For web hosting, it's like they'll say normally it's $12 a month, but that's, you know, if you pay for a year. But if you pay for 3 years, we'll give it to you for $7 a month.
Well, we have Hulu, right? So I'm going to be able to save. That $13 bundle is what I'm looking at because I'm going to be able to get Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN, which I haven't had. But ESPN will be great to have during like baseball season or with football season coming up.
Yeah, Disney owns so much content now, especially after the 21st Century Fox deal.
merger.
Yeah. And because of that, they can give you 3 services for almost the price of one.
Right.
Which is great. But I think when I consider everything that's coming out for Disney Plus here in the next couple of years, I mean, it's a pretty, I guess it's a safe investment because you know you're going to be getting it anyways.
This is good. The streaming market needed competition anyway, and I think this is going to force companies like Netflix, I think, to finally lower their prices rather than continue to raise them up.
Well, and they're going to have to find a way to replace Friends, The Office. That's 40% of their subscribers unhappy that those properties are coming off that service. So, and overall, the Netflix content isn't really doing it for me. Although Umbrella Academy was freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, there's still good stuff on Netflix for sure. I like the Netflix documentaries.
Right, but that's the stuff. It's the original content that's going to separate themselves from what Disney is able to do with Disney Plus and all this other stuff.
Just like a cable, just like
but
cable set-top box.
oh man, it's just
So here's a question. Are you going to keep your other streaming services or are you going to ditch them?
I guess people just have to prioritize, right? At this point,
I think
like,
so.
what do we really want? Because eventually, what it'll get to is there will be so many companies that offer streaming services that
I think we're there
now all
now.
of a sudden you might as well be paying for cable, right?
Right.
Price-wise, not necessarily content-wise.
And we've made that point a few times on the show before because I really think that we're already there. I don't know. I mean, Netflix I want to keep because I want Umbrella Academy season 2.
I can see myself dropping it all and only picking it up for a month when I want to watch my show. That's what I'm doing with DC Universe right now.
Oh, I thought you just had the subscription.
I did. I canceled it 3 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I will pick it up again probably in a month and a half when Titans Season 2 is finished. And I'll watch that and Swamp Thing. Fighting with the cat hair here.
All right, so I'm going to dive in the live chat here. Mr. S says, yeah, 3 a year. Talk about his nephew. World doesn't have any streaming services right now. Just our show right now. Oh, boy.
What more do you need?
World doesn't need to belong to any. Yeah, he doesn't have time the way he watches every Star Wars podcast, YouTube show, live stream out there. Every day he tweets what he's. I'm like, how are you watching? This is 7 shows. How are you doing this? I'm not complaining. We need more people like him.
Podcasts are great. They're a great thing to have on in the background when you're doing other things.
Oh yeah. It's just noise. It makes you feel like you're not by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what was actually really fun this past week? We were up in Wisconsin, right? We go to the record store. My buddy Jack is really into vinyls. Well, I say my buddy. He's our buddy. We all worked with him. So we go to the record shop and we picked out a few each. We'll go back to his place. We put them on. It was so relaxing to have an album playing. Excuse me. And we were still able to watch the ball game. And I was thinking to myself, why isn't this cool when you had CDs? I think CDs for me were such like a personal experience. I put the CD in my CD player. I put my headphones on.
Yeah.
And I jammed. But there was something communal about the vinyl playing. And I think that's the same thing with what we're seeing in the Star Wars community with all these different shows is it's this communal thing where you're watching one show and then you're like, well, hey, I heard this, brought up on this show. You bring it here. I was listening to Imperials in the podcast, for example, and Claire brought up this point. What do you guys think about that? And, oh, that's pretty cool. And then we can follow with her, bring her on the show. It's how it all intertwines.
Yeah, building a conversation basically.
Right. Will listens audio-wise too, which is nice. So he listens, I think, on I don't know, how did you do it? iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. But yeah, it was really cool because it's fun to see our audience growing in that avenue because we've been predominantly a YouTube channel, but seeing 50, 100, 150 downloads on an episode is really exciting.
Yeah,
No, that's kind of cool.
Well, people can take us in their car, and like in a way, you feel like, at least I did at the beginning, you're creating fragmentation. If you have the pie, you'd like everyone to be viewing here or listening through the YouTube app, but you have a percentage here, which is the bulk, but then you have iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud that kind of makes the rest of it.
Sure.
So it's a little fragmented. I think one way or the other, everyone ends up coming back to the YouTube channel for one reason or the other.
Well, our buddy Wesley downloads us and he listens to us when he's in the archives, walking around.
Roll uses iTunes. And I think that's the way to go. If anyone on the live stream, I hope this is okay for me to ask, but if you haven't already, if you can go to iTunes, like the Beyond the Blast Doors iTunes page, and leave a review of our show, that would be super fantastic. It goes a very long way. The more reviews we get, the more 5-star ratings we get, we kind of move up the ladder. David's in close. Got 2 minutes on the clock, David, and then we'll enter overtime.
No pressure.
That's all right.
But it looks like after this bag, you're going to be able to have one side completely done, which is exciting. Starting to see how all those levels of the Star Destroyer are created with what you're doing right now. The 5 watching on the live stream, thank you so much. We've fluctuated between 5 and 7 people during the stream, and this was like a last-minute decision. I think had we planned this out, a little earlier, but
Well, I was surprised at the 300 plus views we got on the last 3-hour video.
well, people like Lego builds, and it's something fun to put on when you're building your own thing. I mean, I don't think anyone builds a Lego set slower than you do, but I mean.
But you know what? I'm having fun,
Well, yeah,
And
that's what
what
it's all about.
matters.
You know, I'm just jabbing at you.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm at home, I'm building something. Well, you know what? I'll throw this video on.
Well, it's sort of like watching a Let's Play, right?
Mhm.
I don't know about other people, but I like to sometimes go back and watch other people play games that I used to play in my childhood. And sometimes these games might take like 3 hours or, something like that to actually get through.
Do you have this going on at work? You have this
Oh,
at
it's usually
home?
something that's on in the background.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily something I'm actively watching, but
Okay, yeah. I feel like that's how people. I feel like that's how people consume media today. It's not direct.
well,
It's
somebody brought, I
indirect.
forget who, but in the live chat, somebody brought up they don't like to have, dead air time. And I understand that. It's like you always want to have something on in the background so that you feel your mind is kind of engaged with something.
Oh yeah, I think that was
Roll-
2
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah. Mhm.
I
Roll is
don't.
trying to get some support. He's like, someone join Patreon with me. Let's get a couple more people on Patreon and let's make some serious content. Let's figure out what we want to do. You know what would be kind of fun is what if we did Star Wars trivia for Patreon,
I would love to do more
and
Star
then,
Wars trivia.
and then we released it to the public that following week or something.
That would be super cool. That'd be super dope.
Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
David has half a Star Destroyer on the table.
Mm-hmm. Getting a little closer. Now there's a gap there, and I feel like there shouldn't be a gap. No, it looks right to me.
We all got really quiet because it's like, oh my god, it's finally gonna happen. He's gonna get it done.
Coming down to the wire, so we're all just
Mm-hmm.
waiting with bated breath. And I think that's what it is.
Oh gosh. Mr. Rez's payday is my Patreon day.
There you go.
Well, Mr. Rez, we'd love to have you on there. We're actually at a really cool point on Patreon because if we get one more, I think we're 2 patrons short of our next milestone goal,
Oh, great.
which is really exciting because that means the lights will be on, they'll stay on, and then the next thing would be getting that equipment upgrade.
Mhm.
But I think before we do that, I think we really want to come out with some really cool swag for everybody. So
Oh, yeah.
we just got to figure that out. But we're talking about pins. Shirts are just tough, man, because you order let's say you want to order 15, but you got to have that, those 15 spoken for.
Oh, give me some pins before I leave today, David.
Okay. Make some monies
Mm-hmm.
if I can find those pins. I think I can. I think I know where they're at. Oh my gosh, it's happening. Oh, that pop. Did you hear that pop?
I
heard
did.
That pop.
Maybe we need to build an ASMR factor into these.
With Lego?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
What's an ASMR?
Oh, you don't know about this? It's
Yeah.
basically okay. It's basically just a response that happens in some people to certain sounds, sort of like tingling kind of in your head and then sometimes down your spine and things like that.
Okay.
So there's a community on YouTube of people that basically just try to trigger this in other people, and that's what they do.
Huh.
It's the simplest way that I can explain it.
And what's the benefit of that?
Well, it's not really a benefit so much, just people like that experience, I guess. I've never really been successful in experiencing it, but for some people it's easier than others, so I don't know.
I feel like that wouldn't be too hard for us to do. I feel like that's something we could do.
Oh yeah, we could, for sure.
We could just do something like this where it's like David,
What?
and he could just be playing with Legos.
Mhm.
Isn't that what we're doing today?
No, there's too much time and there's too much of a gap in the time between the sounds that you're making. Like we would give you Legos and you would just like randomly take pieces apart and put them together. You wouldn't be building anything per se. Oh, now this is kind of cool how you're popping that in there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really cool. What? No way.
There we go.
That is badass, dude.
Half of it done.
That looks really sharp.
And that is oh, hold on, I got two more things here. Okay, how do we get these things apart?
That looks really cool. Good thinking, Jordan. See if you had nails. Or do you bite your nails?
Nope, I got them.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
like, for a second, I was like, yeah, gross.
So I got those in, and then they want these two to go down here. I'm not sure those will fit down there. Yes, they will. Well, nope. These two are these two.
That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing it all come together like that. No, do you see where it's, yeah, it's going on. Yeah, you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Up there. Got my hand in the shot. You got it.
That way these things don't come out.
Mm-hmm. Kind of locks them in place.
Mm-hmm.
Can then close the tap. Oh yeah. So you can really see. You can really tell how this thing is gonna be covered up when you get the other half done.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, let's bring it to the top view and let's close this thing out.
So, cool. Thank you for helping me continue to build my first order Star Destroyer. My name is David with Beyond the Blast Doors. Joining with me are David and Jordan in the background. I want to thank all of you for watching in the live chat. Feel free to subscribe to us, hit that bell, share us. That way you know what's going on, when it's going on, and make sure you tell all your friends about us. Join us on Patreon, and I think that's everything I'm supposed to say at the end of the video. So join us at some point in the near future, and we will build part 3.
New episode Sunday?
And we'll have a new episode almost every Sunday at 11 o'clock. We just started our season 3, so if you want to get caught up, go back and watch episode number 67, which aired last week, and then we kind of chop that up throughout the week, so you can watch it in little bits too. So thank you, and have a wonderful Labor Day, friends.
Thank you for watching Beyond the Blast Doors. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. Beyond the Blast Doors, a Star Wars conversation.